We are here in Schaumburg, Illinois, and we are at Adepticon 2023. Let's take a look. So we're here with Goblin's Hut. We're the North American distributors for a line of paint that's used in TV and film for over 30 years called Dirty Down. We are the North American distributors for Canada, US, Mexico, the whole shebang. And how this stuff works, this is really what people are interested in, is you can see on the back of this Marine here that it's just white primer. On the front, all of this color, all the oranges, browns, and whatever, comes from a single wash of Dirty Down rust, plus a dry brush of metallic on top. Now, you see the white primer and you think contrast paint. But with this stuff, you can see the moss over here. You have a dark coloration here, this is the before, and the after is this gradient of color that no other paint can give you. Again, a single wash plus a little bit of water gives you this mix of color that you wouldn't get to create a highly realistic effect. Good enough for Star Wars is good enough for us, right? The added benefit of this stuff is it's water soluble. So on something like this statue, where you have verdigris, patina over the whole thing, you end up with this this gradient of color just from a single wash. But then you can go back with a damp paper towel with Q-tips or any tool that your preference is and buff away all of the Dirty Down that was on there. So you end up with a statue that looks like it's been touched and manipulated where the patina has rubbed off, something very natural that you'd expect. And all of that combined lets you do something like this in about 30 minutes flat. So this is prime seafoam, Dirty Down mid-brown spray, which is water soluble, which gives you this gritty gradient that you see in the corner of every tile. If you use a wash to do that, you'd get layer lines, you'd get straight lines, the whole shebang, or you'd have to spend hours blending. We don't want to do that. So prime seafoam, spray with Dirty Down mid-brown, all the metallics get Dirty Down rust, and then dry brush metallic and you're done. 30 minutes in my garage right before I came here. So, and that was first time use. I imagine we could cut that down.
Awesome,
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, welcome to Breachstorm. We're a small-scale sci-fi miniatures game. We play about 7-ish models per side. It is an alternating activation and asymmetric skirmish game where each side is either the attacker or the defender. Each list will bring in both an attack and defense objective, but then when you show up, you will basically find out who is doing what. And so you're trying to do your thing and stop the opponent from doing theirs. The game plays in about an hour. All of the rules are online for free, and you can also print paper dolls for the miniatures to try the game before investing. We really want people to play the game, and if you enjoy it, please help support us.
Where can people find the online rules?
Breachstorm.com. We also have a Discord and a Patreon if you wish to support us that way. We're constantly developing new rules. The latest faction, the Volacrid Host, which is a swarm-like bug faction, just came out in its soft release at Adepticon 2023, and we're going to be sending them out to get cast later this year.
And how much does it cost to get a full faction army set?
So a full faction army set, depending on the faction, will cost you between $50 and $70. $70 is the Swarm faction. Because they bring so many more models, we had to increase the price a bit. But a core set will be a full 100-point list, which is tournament legal. And so the initial set to invest is completely no extras needed to compete. We sell 2-player sets, which is a combination. You get 2 core sets and the terrain. The terrain is part of the gameplay and is placed alternating after the objectives are put down. So you actually get to not only choose what you're trying to do for the game, but then you get to pick where the buildings are to try to help you do it. And so you're never going to show up to a table and the terrain will be in a disadvantaged position because you'll always have had at least some say at where that stuff goes.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hope to check you guys out at breachstorm.com.
All right, so I'm here talking with Matt. We came to Adepticon here, and we just had something to eat at the little, what do they call it, the Schaumburg Public House, which is a restaurant inside of the hotel here. We're going to talk a little bit about the kind of food that's available if you come to Adepticon. Now, for available food, they have a restaurant and a cafe, but also we saw there's a shuttle that you could take over to, is it to the Woodfield Mall?
Streets of Woodfield. It was a shuttle over to Streets of Woodfield.
So now that, I mean, there's a lot more stuff over at Streets of Woodfield. We didn't do that. We didn't take the shuttle over. But you've been there before. There's like a ton of food available over there, right?
Within a 5-mile radius of this hotel, there's probably got to be 30 or 40 places you could eat if you're willing to give up your parking spot and drive over there. But good luck finding another parking spot when you come back.
It's why the shuttle is so important. The parking out there is tough. We found a spot, but it was hard, and now the place is so packed. There's a ton of like illegally parked people out there. We saw because
I'm one of those illegally parked vehicles. I'm really hoping I don't get towed.
Yeah, because we went out to drop some stuff in the car, and like there's a ton. I mean, it's just packed out there. But the food here at the restaurant was really good. I filmed some, so I'm sure I showed you what it looked like. I really enjoyed what I had. I thought the restaurant here was fine and actually was not overcrowded at all.
I agree. It wasn't. Even right now, this you have no problem accommodating everybody. I can see it from here. It's really good. And another thing I wanted to point out is when we got here, I was a couple minutes after you guys, is they had the only almost like a breakfast stand open. With some muffins and bagels and coffee and stuff like that. And I really kind of like that option when you first get here at 9 o'clock or 9:30. So that was a nice option. So
I do have to say, I think it's really good. They've got some little food stands. They've got that breakfast stand they have the cafe, they have the restaurant and bar. They have a decent amount of food options inside the hotel and convention center. I would say you could take the shuttle over if you wanted to, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. You could find some stuff here, and it wasn't too overpriced for a convention, even a hotel. I didn't think it was too bad at price.
No, it was fun, and I really enjoyed it. And they had it also, which was really cool, they had some special menu items. I had the Chaos Poutine, but they also had the Warhammer, which was like a special burger and stuff. They had a bunch of fun, war strategy game themed food items, which was really fun. Definitely really cool, and I would say that you don't have to worry too much about the available food if you come to Adepticon. It's tasty and it's available. It's all around.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Matt Burns, and I wrote the game Violent Dark. Violent Dark is a solo cooperative experience where you play as 4 randomly thawed crew looking to try and survive against either an AI run threat, or it could be a player-based threat. In the game, the characters, the crew, are expendable. So they can die and they can be thawed and replaced one time over the course of the game. In choosing to play campaign mode, the threats are actually what grow as they kill and learn from their interactions with the humans. So they become better over time. The crew can acquire facility upgrades, but we have this rule in the game called time, distance, and bureaucracy. So anytime the characters have a facility upgrade to help them out, you roll at the beginning of the game, and there's a chance that because of where they are, money, whatever, they don't actually get that. But the threats will always become more powerful and learn as they encounter the crew. It's a D20 based system, looking to roll less than your skill value, so lower is better. Over the course of the game, characters can gain stress, and that's a big component of the game. Being able to manage your crew's stress means that they're able to operate at peak efficiency and give them a little bit of an edge during the course of the game.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to be giving some first impressions with Lynn as well of the layout, the exhibit hall, just first impressions of the convention here. First time going to Adepticon. Lynn, I'm going to start by asking you, what are your first impressions of Adepticon?
It's a cute little convention. It seems fine if you're like really into war games. There's not really much that I'm interested in here, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on miniatures, a lot of stuff on war games. There's a little bit for board games. There are some board game companies and board game stores here, but it's definitely much more into the war strategy stuff and the painting and hobby side. Would you agree to that?
Yes.
Okay. But I would say my biggest wow factor bit is just how it's way bigger than a lot of other what you would consider a small local convention. There's over 100 exhibitors here selling product, and that's a large variety of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't necessarily see at other conventions, and being that it was a single hotel convention, granted this is a hotel and convention center, but having over 100 exhibitors makes it larger than I was expecting. What do you think?
I don't really know what I was expecting. So I guess I'm not surprised or not surprised.
Fair enough. All right, well, let's get back to it. Well, there you have it. That is all the footage I shot for Adepticon 2023. This is my first time going to Adepticon. I liked it. It was pretty cool. I'm going to have a full haul and wrap-up video coming, though, where I'm going to discuss all my takeaways from Adepticon 2023 with Lynn. We're going to discuss what we thought of the convention, what we would recommend if you want to go to Adepticon, that sort of thing. We're also going to show the things we got. We didn't get enough stuff to do a full independent haul video, so we're going to kind of combine the two, the haul and the wrap-up. So stay tuned for that. Also, if you enjoyed this, maybe I'll do more coverage of Adepticon next year. Now that I've gone for a couple days this year, I definitely think I could strategize and go better and take better advantage of the convention next year. Let me know if you'd like to see me cover more small kind of conventions like this, more little local conventions. And until next time, game on.